Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mark. In this video I wanted to talk about the ego, the subconscious mind, what's really happening with this, where are these energies really stored, these patterns, that type of thing. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. You'll be notified when I release future videos. So I know we've talked about the ego, the subconscious mind, patterns in the mind, these types of things. And we know that these are all traumas or beliefs, limitations that we store within our body. And these types of energies are dense in nature. They've been compressed and packed. They haven't been processed. They haven't been exposed to the light of our soul. And they can weigh us down. In fact, they can control our lives. A lot of times when we look around and we see how our life is unfolded, if we're not aware of these patterns, these limiting beliefs, we have a life really that is a manifestation of these dense energies. And so many times, we look at our life and we say, we've got to change. I've got to change my life. I don't like the way it's going. I want to make more money. I want to be happier. I want to find love, whatever it may be. But yet we continue to make the same choices and have that same that reality reflecting out. It just doesn't change, okay? And it's reinforced by the reality that we manifest. Well, what's going on with this? Why does this happen? Where is this dense energy stored, and what can we do about it, right? How do we start to make these changes? Well, I've done some videos on breath work. I've done some videos on why bringing our awareness to our body is so important. I talk a lot about energy. I talk a lot about energetic blockages within the body, and how when we can locate these blockages, we can find these areas where we lack awareness in our body. We lack consciousness, okay? And it's these areas where we lack awareness. This is where these traumas are stored. This is where the energy within our body is dense, okay? And these are the areas that are giving us those subconscious responses, the responses we're not aware of, okay? These are coming from the body. So when we could utilize our breathwork techniques, our conscious breathing, the channel breathing, anchor points, that kind of thing, and bring awareness to our breath, we have an opportunity to find these areas within our body that are dense because we can't bring awareness to them. It's very hard for us to focus in on them. So when we could do the breath work and we could bring the awareness into the body and we could breathe into these areas, we are actually releasing this dense energy. We're allowing it to come up. We're allowing circuitry to be built so that more of our soul's energy can flow through. Okay, so a good example of what's going on with these on a day-to-day basis with these areas in the body that are dense is when we have a fear response. Do you guys ever, you have something happen externally in your external environment, particularly maybe somebody pulls out in front of you, okay, and you tense up, you have a response, you have some sort of a fear response or anxiety. Maybe you get angry, okay, and something within your body tenses up. Maybe you see something and you get goosebumps, right? Now, these are your body's response, okay? The body is responding to a situation based on a programmed response, based on what it knows. And that is what is creating our reality, because when we allow our bodies to respond that way, we are creating a reality. We're identifying with these feelings and we're becoming fearful. We're allowing anxiety to come up and we're identifying with it, and it's controlling how we react, the decisions that we make. Okay, this, you can refer to this as our subconscious mind, right? But in reality, these patterns are coming from the body. That's why it's so important to drop in and know where this stuff is stuck. Okay, and when we can work with that energy, we can release it, we can transmute it. And when we do the work, we're going to know that it's working and we're healing, because we're not going to have those strong responses in the future. We're not going to have a very polarizing, very activated trigger response. Okay, because we've built circuitry in these areas of the body. Another way of explaining it is, fight or flight, let's say. The body's going to react in a way where the mind is going to be disconnected. Maybe our mind consciously is not going to have a certain reaction to an event, but the body is going to shut down. The body's going to react on its own. Maybe blood pressure is going to spike or something like that. And the mind is looking at it saying, why did I really react that way? I don't know where that came from, but this situation doesn't quite warrant that kind of reaction. Well, the body sees that frequency in that situation and matches it up with a trauma that's happened in the past, and it throws up the same reaction. Okay? And that's because we don't have that awareness in the body. So look at it as though you have a trap door at the base of the brainstem, okay, between your mind and your body. And when that trap door is closed, you're going to experience something, and the mind's going to say, oh, okay, but the body's going to react a certain way, and the signals aren't crossing, okay? Your mind is trying to tell your body, hey, everything's cool, but your body's like, oh my, we got to run. We have to have fear. We have to have anxiety, okay? And that door is closed. When we get in and we do the work, and we do the body work, we do the breath work, we're opening that trap door, and we're allowing those signals to work hand in hand. And as we build those patterns in the body, we're holding that trap door open even longer. And there's now a coherence between the heart, the body, the brain. Okay? Another example of this, which is probably going to resonate with you guys, let's say maybe you have a great idea one day, something drops in, you're really motivated, you want to get moving on it, and you're finding you just can't get your butt off the couch. Something within you is saying, let's just do it tomorrow. Or something within you is saying, you know what? Yeah, I feel this motivation, I feel this excitement you have, but we've been down this road before and it ain't going to work out, so why even bother trying? That's your body, okay? Those emotions, those thoughts are patterned responses based on a past event. So when we allow those, when we make choices based on those types of thoughts, emotions, and feelings, we're going to continue to create the same timeline. We're going to continue to have the same result, right? So how do we overcome this? Well, the first thing we need to do is we need to be aware of what's happening. Okay, so it happens to me a lot. I'll get an idea for something. My body would be like, let's deal with this later. And as if I allow that thought to be dominant, the energy or the motivation from the thought that came in originally starts to dissipate. Okay, and that's because I've made a choice to align with the patterns in the body, the stuck energy within the body. Okay, and the idea loses its motivation because I've yielded to the body, I've yielded to the habit, I've yielded to the pattern. We need to remain aware in these situations of what's happening. And if you can just realize that that is stuck energy within your body, that your body is sending these signals, okay, for you to just maybe not take action or not follow through or persist with patterns that you've always persisted with because it's comfortable, you got to remain aware of that. And once you start becoming aware of that, you're going to find that you're going to be able to act when you have an idea or something with a lot of energy. Maybe something that comes in from your soul. You're very motivated. It just feels right. Your body tries to throw a wrench in the plan by saying, nah, done this before, it ain't going to work. If you can in that moment realize that that's your body trying to stop you based on what it knows because of a past event, you bring awareness to the situation. And if we could combine that awareness with the situation, with the breath work, and go inside and start to work with the energy within our body and do the channel breathing, do some grounding, some meditating, we start to take those thoughts of motivation and energy, high frequency energy that come in from our soul, those motivating thoughts, and we start to anchor those now in the body. And we start to transmute this dense energy. We start to heal these patterns. And we start to live more in the present with an eye to the future. We don't let our past control us anymore. Okay, so the one thing I really want you guys to take away from in this video is awareness of when those stuck emotions, those patterns, those habits start to creep in. Okay, when you're motivated to do something and you start to feel a shift, and maybe you're a little less motivated, maybe you start to hear thoughts of, we'll do it later, we'll do it tomorrow. I'm not saying you have to jump and act right away, but bring awareness to that and know that those are patterns and habits and dense energy stuck within your body. And once you can do that, they're no longer unconscious. Your subconscious becomes conscious. And that's how you can affect change. Because now you can make a conscious decision to say, okay, I'm holding space here. I feel these patterns. I feel this dense energy. I feel what my body is trying to get me to do. And I'm just going to sit with it, knowing that it's energy that is coming up to be released. My soul is here. It gave me a motivating idea with a lot of energy behind it. Now my soul, the energy is trying to flow through my body, and it's encountering these patterns, this dense energy. Let's bring awareness to the body. Let's do the breath work. Let's help facilitate the flow of that energy. And now you're bringing that energy, that charged energy, high frequency light, to your body, and you're changing the frequency of your body, and it's moving your body more into alignment with your soul. Okay? Remember, our soul's energy comes in through the crown, comes down, and it grounds in earth and bounces back up through our body and fountains out around us. Now, after it grounds and it starts working its way back up through the body, if it encounters dense areas where it can't flow because there's no circuitry, a different frequency, a lower frequency energy is going to arrive in the mind. And that energy flows out around you, and that's the reality we see. Okay? So when we could locate these areas within the body, we could build the circuitry with the breath, conscious breathing, conscious breath work, the channel breath work. We allow a path of least resistance for our soul's energy to come up. And now that passes through our brain and it flows out around us, and we see a higher frequency reality. That's why it's so important to be aware of these emotions and these feelings all the time, so that we can go to the body in that moment and do some breath work and try to clear these areas and build circuitry there, so that we have our highest potential, our highest version of ourselves, highest frequency version, flowing down, back up through us and out into our reality. And we'll start to see and manifest higher potential timelines if we can do this regularly. So I hope this video resonated with you guys. Please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you have not subscribed to my channel already. I would really appreciate it. And until next time, love and light.